Hey guys, well, I'm a little on the dirty side this morning. Yeah, it's probably 1 o'clock or something like that. I was cutting out plate steel. Huzzah! This is like 11/16. It's freaking beefier as frig. I've got a 12" by 12" plate and then an 11" by 11" plate. I gotta clean them up, weld them together, and then I'll have 1.5 inches, and then that is going to be going on the bottom of my anvil. Woo! Yeah, so I freaking built an anvil. You guys will recognize this piece here. This is one of those blocks that I got, the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Had my buddy Brennan over at Raven Machine cut them the same length. I picked up another one, and then I tried grinding them with the belt grinder to get a bevel on them, but the most I got was like 3/16 of an inch. 20 minutes of holding this up, and that was just on the one side. So I decided to have at it with my plasma cutter. I gouged in probably 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, so I was left with, well, about that on top, back, bottom, and front on both of the pieces, and then I solid welded them together. I did a root pass and then about 7 stitch passes over top, and then it was about an hour's worth of grinding, and then I hit the top side with 60 grit and 120 grit flapper disc, and came out actually pretty decent. What I was going to do is get a piece of that, 5.5 by I think 7, and then weld it on top, and then have that as the work surface and then a step down. But I decided against that because this thing rebounds so nice as is, and I don't want to mess with it. But this is a piece of 4" round stock. It's got a little bit of a weird thing onto it there, but I freaking welded all that right solid, built some 1/4" gussets. I think it looks pretty cool. And then my dually spindle thingy, which I'm going to be using that today for what I'm going to be building. This is what I've been using as tongs. It works okay for the smaller stuff, but I was messing around yesterday because I actually got that thing firing and it works. Hooray! But this isn't big enough to grab one of these. Not nice anyways, and you can see I was using these on it, and that's kind of sketchy, so I'm going to build myself a decent pair of tongs for now until I get more practice in and I'm actually able to forge myself a proper set of tongs. But yeah, that's not bad. All these little crack looking things in it is because I seen a guy on YouTube. He set his workpiece there and hammered on it, and then a little bit further up and a little bit further up and a little bit further up to get more length out of the piece, but it was just marking it up really bad. Judging by colors, I would say this forge gets, well, this was up to probably 18 or maybe 1900 degrees, judging by the color that it was. So, anyways. Tongs. I'm going to take this piece, stick it in the forge, get it right hot, and then use these little kind of bevelly guys to make myself a nice set of metal holders. And yeah, it's because I'm going to be working probably with some stuff like that, and then I'm going to weld these onto this tool so I can grab stuff about this big. So in line with the width of these would be perfect, like that and like that. And then when they're not quite that close, probably about here, just because that's comfortable enough to keep pressure on and stuff. Yeah, I'll have a decent set of tongs for grabbing round stock, and these have got some pretty good spiders on them, so getting windy out there. I can grab flat stock with it and it doesn't slip around. So anyways, yeah, enough blabbering. I'm gonna fire this thing up and show you guys basically how it works. One thing I did have to do, you can see I plumbed in the propane. I got a couple of propane tanks, half-pound regulator. I had to add a T, or not a T, a valve in line with the shop vac because it was putting out too much. And when I fired it the very first time, I almost blew my face off. I was just cycling the shop vac on and off with a friggin' piece of stick burning in there, and it went kaboom, and there was a 6-foot fireball that came out of it. So I got it pretty set now. You can see the seam here, I've got it marked, and on the other side I've got it marked with a 1. So that is for 1 burner. That's all I've been running. I moved the back brick up to here because when I did fire it the first time, I guess technically the second time, I had it full width and I was running just this burner, and this pipe got super freaking hot, probably up to about here. And I was like, oh, this isn't going to be hot. I touched that and burned the crap out of my hands. So, and so yeah, anyways, I'll fire her up, show you guys how I do that. But first I'm going to open some windows and turn on the fan and the doors and whatnot. And it's pretty loud. But anyways, I'll just get to it. First things first, I'm gonna grab my earplugs because it's, like I said, it's loud. Oh, I forgot to buy it on the barbecue later. So basically, I've got a popsicle stick wedged in this stick. Light this on fire. I only need this on fire for a few seconds. Might be too much air. Working all right before, but I did tweak it after I had it running, so who knows? That was awesome. Told you guys it was loud though. Yeah, that thing will be glowing hot for a couple, well, probably at least a half an hour, and then it'll still be quite hot for probably another 6 hours. So when I had it going yesterday, I shut her down around 2. I checked it at about 6, and it was still, you couldn't touch it. So I could probably even do glass if I wanted to. Just freaking block off the front entirely when you freaking put a piece of glass in there, and that'll temper it back down to normal. Or nominal, or I forget all the glass blowing terms, but that's not too bad. So second forging session. I didn't know what I was gonna do with that piece yesterday, so I don't know. It was just experimenting and messing around yesterday, so today was a good day. I'll get those grabby thingies welded onto my tools, and then I should be able to hold round stock a whole lot better. I'm definitely going to be building a set of proper tongs, though. I'll get some measurements or the plans online and see what I can't find for material, and then I'll have at her. It's still glowing. Yeah, she's warm. She's warm. But yeah, so I'll get that thing sharpened up, and then I'll have a hot cut tool. I wonder if I should actually leave that on so I can practice with the hot cut tool. It's still, I'm just starting to sweat, but I think that's from beating the hammer, but I'm still wearing my hoodie. It's not hot in here. So it's all working really good. That fan is helping a lot. So my jaw hurts. Just had a root canal done this morning. It's been a day. So yeah, I guess I'll turn the forge back on when I get the hot cut tool all built, and then we'll try it out. So it's been in the bucket for probably 3 or 4 minutes. It's pretty warm still. Yeah, that anvil does a wicked nice job. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's very little for tooling marks other than my hammer, so that's fantastic. And then it's sized up to this point here. This size I made a little bit smaller so that it fits in the hole nice, and yeah, we'll see how it works. Oh, and this is my anvil horn that I gotta make. I went and seen Mike today, and he freaking cut me off a chunk of this. It's 2.5 round stock at 7 inches long, so I'll get this all prepped and then add it to the anvil. It's 10 pounds on the dot, so pretty nice. I kind of like it. It's got character. Well, that's why hardy holes are square. So, yeah, that turned out actually not too bad. I kind of like it with the bit roughed look. So, it's a little shiny, a little rough, but I like it. And that's all that matters. So we'll fire the forge back up. You can see it's still got residual heat going off it. And then I guess we'll heat up that small piece of square stock, or that flat bar right there, and we'll do a hot cut. Very nice. Can't believe I didn't have a freaking hot cut tool. Now I do. Guess you actually gotta have fire to relight it. Well guys, I ran out of memory cards, so I might have to pick another one up. I've only got an hour's worth of footage, and I recorded just over that. So anyways guys, I hope you liked that. So until next time, take care.